Hello all. If you're opening this up, then you already have read my email, which stated that my name is Deborah Da Silva. I am a master's occupational therapy student at Cabarrus College, and I am completing my capstone, which is looking at social participation skills with middle school students who qualify under the special or exceptional mild intellectual disability category. Specifically, I want to educate you on the Social Skills Improvement System, or the SSIS rating scale, assessment tool, and intervention guide. The objectives here is to provide you all with some information on our OT practice framework, specifically looking at the occupation of social participation. Obviously identify the importance of social participation in the academic setting, because all of you who I've asked to fill this out are occupational therapists, either in the state of North Carolina or South Carolina. And the third is to educate you on, again, the SSIS assessment tool and the SSIS intervention guide that can assist you in establishing a program with these middle school students in your school district. Importance of social participation skills. Obviously, it increases their educational success, their career success, specifically in these transitional years in middle school, their positive relationships with others, their feelings of self-worth. As we all know, middle school is when students become more aware of their peers, and they want to fit in just like everybody else in middle school. And obviously, hopefully, social participation skills again correlate with decreased problem behaviors. So our OTPF, or our OT practice framework, does list social participation as an occupation that as occupational therapists we do work on. And these, we provide objective data based on our clinical observations. However, we also can provide quantitative and qualitative data using evidence-based assessment tools, provide student goals based on the assessment, collaborate with team approach, and under the IDEA related service laws using evidence-based assessment tools and progress monitoring. It also allows us to provide evidence-based interventions to meet the needs of these students, and then also provide feedback and educate the team, the IEP team specifically, on educational therapeutic strategies that can be used to increase the students' social participation goals in the academic setting. So the importance of social participation, obviously communication and greeting others, taking turns, making eye contact is very important. Gestures, being polite, using your manners, please and thank you. Again, cooperation and sharing, helping others, sharing materials, complying with the rules and directions of what the teacher has established for that classroom. Assertion and self-efficacy, in initiating behaviors such as asking others for information, introducing oneself, and responding to the actions of others. Responsibility, obviously showing regard for property or work and demonstrating the ability to communicate with others. Empathy and concern, this is very important because it shows concern and respect of others and their viewpoints, being mindful of others and realizing that the student is not the only one in the room and how their behaviors can affect the people and their peers around them. Engagement and making friends, joining activities, inviting others to join, and having them being asked to join, making friends and interacting well with others. These are all positive and important social participation skills in middle school, but also, again, as these students transition out of elementary school into middle school, and then of course transition into high school, eventually becoming employed outside in the community. and self-control and conflict resolution. Obviously, responding appropriately to conflict, being disagreeing or being teased, and non-conflict resolution, such as taking turns and compromising with others. So this is all relevant. Obviously, we know as practicing occupational therapists in the school system that social participation is very important. So I found these three. Oh, I found more than just three. These are just the three that I wanted to show the importance and how they correlate positive social skills in the academic setting. So Jones, Greenberg, and Crowley found a huge correlation predicting young adults' outcome across increasing education, employment, decreasing activity, criminal activity, decreasing substance abuse, and decreasing mental illness. Armstrong and Carter and Lunsford studied youth who received interventions that built social skills, improved adaptive ability, and they found that these students or youth demonstrated better overall transition out into the community and employment than if youth who didn't receive interventions. And Dulac and Weisberg found using evidence-based social skills intervention had a positive effect on grades, higher achievement test scores, positive social behaviors, and less problem areas. Again, huge correlation between increased social skills and increased employment and test scores, and decrease with problem behaviors. And then when they transition out of high school, they can be more employable, but they can also contribute to society and feel better about themselves. So the assessment tool that I wanted to really talk about is called the SSIS rating scales. It is for age 3 to 18. Reading level for the parent is 5th grade, and obviously the student is 2nd grade. It does come in Spanish, and it's a subjective scale, and you just fill it out. And the intervention guide. Obviously, it plans and implements intervention to improve the student's social skills. Again, the age range is 3 to 18, and it has a Spanish guide as well. The thing with the intervention guide, it's only a 10-week program, so it's not even a full school year. So you could do parts of it in the first quarter, parts of it in the second quarter, and parts of it throughout the school year to increase these children's social participation skills based on an assessment tool. And it comes with progress monitoring logs as well. I just included this. Pearson's qualification level is qualification level B, which as occupational therapists, we qualify because we have a degree in occupational therapy. And excuse me, and just the response to RTI, it falls into tier 2, which is really good because we're identifying obviously weaknesses or strengths and providing progress monitoring to help these students increase their social participation skills. The pricing with this, the cost would be $132. You can get it on the Pearson website. There is a hand-scored English for teachers and parents, and the cost would be $54. And then there's a Spanish. And with the improvement guide, it's $145.65, but it comes with a resource disc that you can print off all the progress monitoring, and you can use each of the resource disc, and you can personalize it for each student based on the assessment tool. So it's very user-friendly, and it breaks down everything that you need to do using with the intervention guide on a disc. You get 2 discs with it, and it has been shown to be reliable and valid. So I just felt like this would be a great way, just one evidence-based, there's many out there, evidence-based assessment tool and intervention guide to at least kickstart how we as occupational therapists can set up these programs with the teachers, or we can use each of these programs to benefit middle school students going in there once a week and teaching this program, or teaching the teachers to use this program, and then we can do our own progress monitoring showing an increase and establishing individualized IEP goals for these students. So again, this is just the SSIS improvement system and the SSIS intervention guide. These are my resources. Again, I just want to thank you all for taking the time to listen, filling out my pre-survey, listening to my PowerPoint, and please, if you wouldn't mind filling out my post-survey, as I would like to ensure that I have provided you with some sort of information, or at least a step in the right direction on how your school district or your middle school can start this program, as it is evidence-based and has shown to be reliable and valid. Thank you so much.